now we're live.
Happy
Happy New Year! Confetti, all the things.
boom, 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 boom. Fireworks. That was fireworks for anybody who doesn't. Okay.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Yvonne.
Hi, Cat.
The
I
first
missed
time I've
you.
seen you in a long time. I've missed you
know.
too.
It's weird, but it's
I
awesome to
know.
be here. I cannot wait to get salty with you about New Year's resolutions.
I know. Me
Oh
too.
my
I know.
goodness.
It's it's that time of year, and I don't know about you, but I just feel kind of like sometimes, at the beginning of the year. Do you feel like that? Or are you like, woo, I'm ready to go. Whoop, whoop, let's do it.
I saw something posted on somewhere. I was like, yeah. It said something like, it was yesterday, and it said, this Thursday is the Monday-est Thursday ever. And I was like, yes, it is. I think it's because the holidays fell in the middle of the week. I don't think anybody knows whether they're coming or going.
I mean, I couldn't get a day straight to save my life.
Forget it, right?
I thought Wednesday was Saturday and Thursday was Sunday. And I was like, wait, there's an extra day. And then my husband's like, oh, it's Friday. I was like, wait, where did that come from? We got to Friday already. Yay.
Well, we are going to be talking today about keeping it moving. What can you do in 11 minutes? I can't wait to get into that topic. We're going to talk about resolutions and whether they work or not. But in the meantime, Kat, would you like to introduce yourself?
I would. Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy 2025. I'm the freaking fabulous Cat Corchado. For those of you that don't know me, and you should, as long as knowing Yvonne, I am a proud military veteran. I did 20 years in the Air Force. I am the host of the Sisters in Service podcast. I'm also the founder of Small Space Pilates, where you can get freaking fabulous yourself and start your fitness journey.
Yes, ma'am. Kat is awesome. You need to work with Kat. So I'm Yvonne Marchese. I'm an age agitator, which is much more fun than it sounds like.
No, do the look. I'm an age
agitator. And I do that as the host of the Late Bloomer Living podcast and also the prez of the Age Agitators Club.
Yes, she is.
And here on Salty Sisters with my sister, Cat Corchado. And I am dressed like, I like to think, like Sporty Spice today.
Girl. I know. Well, I have to explain why I have this hat on. Y'all, I'm cold. I am cold.
Are you ready to show people how cold we are? Both of us. Yep, we're sitting here.
And I said, my mother used to say, you could be cute or you can be warm. You can't do both. So I'm warm today, y'all. I'm just going to say I'm warm today.
I love it. I'm with you. But can I show you my Christmas gift?
Please.
Okay. I think this will get us going into the conversation. Just to say, first of all, just let me set it up. On the podcast this week, on the Late Bloomer Living podcast, my guest was Ronnie Lowe, life coach. She's a habit coach because I thought, in fact, for my whole month of January, I'm focusing on fitness. You're going to be a guest in January. I've got Alan Meisner coming on, and we're going to be talking about health and wellness for the month of January. Also, Kate Wells from Parlor Games is coming on to talk about menopause and hormone balance and all those good things. So, but in talking with Ronnie, she has like this 4-step process for habit building. One of those key things is having what she calls an activator. Can I show you my activator?
Let me see the activator, Yvonne.
This is so exciting. Hang on, I might need to move my camera back. Okay. Check it out.
Oh, silver sneakers.
I'm literally the silver sneaker lady.
Tell everyone what they're for.
So those silver sneakers are my they were what I wanted for my husband was like, Really, silver?" But I was like, "Yes." Because I am learning to shuffle dance. And 56 years old, learning to shuffle dance. I have always told myself that I am not a dancer. But I love dancing. I
Mhm.
can dance and like keep a beat and I've
Mhm.
got rhythm, but to learn choreographed steps has always been very scary to me.
Mhm.
But I watch these videos and they look like they're having so much fun. And so that is a way that I am trying to challenge myself, push myself outside my comfort zone, and get in shape and stay in shape.
Mhm.
Plus, it complements my roller skate time where I'm trying to roller dance. So it's all core cat. Oh my goodness.
I
And
saw you coming up on your little tippy toes on your roller skates. I saw that.
oh
I was
my
like, "Look
gosh,
at her.
I'm
I'm gonna
having
be
so
like you
much
when I
fun.
grow up, Yvonne."
I'm having so much fun.
As
Seriously.
you should,
Yes.
as you should. I just think it's really, when you talk about an activator, sometimes we think, "Okay, I really wanna do this," and as we go into New Year's resolutions, what is it we do when we make New Year's resolutions? We make a list, right? Don't we? I'm gonna do this,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And what happens? You put it on the side of your desk, and by March, you're like, yep, none of that's gonna happen. And it goes in the garbage.
Do you know can I tell you something that was really interesting this week? I was doing one of my puzzles, I forget what, but resolution was like the hint for the spangram, the New York Times spanogram, whatever it is.
Mhm.
And interestingly enough, their take on the word resolution was that it's the end of something. It's the
Mm.
finale. It's a wrapping
Yeah. What's
up,
the resolution to this problem? Or
right?
yeah, absolutely.
Whereas I think I've always had the term resolution in my mind more associated with the beginning of a new year and resolving to do something and all that. But it's interesting, like maybe the word just doesn't work for a new beginning, like starting
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
I don't know. That's
I don't know.
interesting.
I've started doing a word of the year thing. We both do
Mhm.
this. And
What's your word for 2025?
oh my gosh, I'm so excited about my word this year, Kat.
Ooh, do tell.
It took me a long time to pick it, but
Mhm.
it's expanding.
Ooh, taking
Yeah.
up space.
Yes, and growing. It's like it captures all the other words that I was
Mhm.
thinking about using this year, experimenting, playfulness, all the
Mhm.
things. I'm just like expanding. What's your word?
Elevate.
Elevate.
Yeah. So
That's
I
a good one.
had, a couple words. So my word for 2024 was momentum, gaining momentum and
You
not
crushed it.
staying still. Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Seriously, you crushed it.
So now it's like I'm taxing and I need to start to get lift off because I've been taxing for a while, you guys. Just saying. So I need to get a little air underneath me to, to elevate me off the ground.
I love it. I love it. You know,
So,
I love the power. I did a whole video about and a podcast episode. I'm kind of obsessed with the word of the year thing. But I
mhm,
think why that work has been working for me is because it's just like this touchstone. It's this idea that
mhm,
calls to me through the year. And especially if I put it in different places and if I
mhm.
really picked a word that I connect with, it's super powerful. And there's no judgment involved on a word of the year. I
It's
don't
just
know.
a reminder.
I
I
guess you
think
can
it's
always
a
judge
reminder.
yourself,
It's a reminder that when you start to feel like, ugh, and then you look at your word of the year and you're like, yep, let me keep it moving. Ah,
right? Keep it moving. So, okay, so let's talk about keeping it moving. Tell me, you told me something right before we hit the record button that I was like, "Oh, what day?" So January 10th
mhm.
is an official one of those official days. What's it called?
So there's actually a day, January 10th, called Quitter's Day, right? Quitter's Day. So a study was done and it was done with a social network for athletes. And it was found that approximately 80% of people who made New Year's resolutions have tapped out by the second week of January.
I
Okay.
completely believe that. And I've
Now,
been there.
we all have. Now, I said, okay, being, a movement specialist, I said, well, what about fitness? 80% of people have either not met or followed up on their resolutions by the end of February. Now, I knew that part because being in the fitness industry for so long, I always tell people I wish the lottery worked that way because I would win every time. Like, bingo, yes, hello, I'm right here. But I didn't know there was an official day called Quitter's Day.
It's funny. I was just talking to somebody yesterday, and she said, and I thought this was really interesting,
Mhm.
that she hasn't been to the gym yet this year because she knows it's gonna be insane. She got a new membership,
Mhm.
and she hasn't gone already because she knows that everybody else who
Mhm.
made their New Year's resolution to get going is there
Well,
this
I hope
week.
that all of those quitters quit and she can go to the gym and
Me
it's empty.
too, me too. But then what does that do to your brain, to your mindset when if you let that first week of January go by and you haven't done what you said you were gonna do? Like, how does
Y You have to set a date to start.
Mm,
You have to. So what I do is whenever I'm getting ready to do something that's different, maybe it's, you know, hopefully it'll be spring soon. Right now,
please.
I know, please. So I'll say, okay, I want to start walking again because it's getting warmer. But I'm not just going to say, okay, I'm putting on my shoes, I'm going to walk. I look at 2 weeks from, let's say 2 weeks from today. And I'm like, okay, 2 weeks from today. Because you know what that does? It puts it in my brain. It's on my calendar. And I also have to get together I might need a new pair of shoes to walk. I might need, you just don't
You
know.
might need some silver
I
shoes.
might need some
Actually,
silver
you need
shoes.
purple
I
shoes.
need purple shoes. I do. I'm sorry, y'all. It is what it is. Purple's a thing. But, to not just jump in with both feet, that's like taking someone who's never is not has never swam before and just dropping them in the deep end, say, go for it. You'll learn how to swim eventually. So set yourself up self. Okay, I can't speak. Set yourself up for success by going out 2 weeks. Okay. It's still January. Did you put a specific date? You probably didn't. So set January, whatever, 2 weeks from today, and set that as your date. And then you can get ready to do
Can I
January.
ask, why is
Mhm.
2 weeks is 2 weeks better than a week? Or is it just like pick a day and go for
Two,
it?
two
Do you
weeks gives you an opportunity to think about what it is you need to
Mhm,
set up the time to do it.
mhm,
Okay. So not only are you going to start on that day, what time of day are you going to walk? And I'm using walking just because it's easy.
mhm,
Look at your shoes. You get a chance to look at your shoes. Oh, I walked a lot last year. I need a new pair of shoes. It's a little chilly outside. Do I need some gloves? What do I need? And how far are you going to walk? Those are all things that you have to think about. No one just puts on their shoes and says, yep, go and walking. And if you do, then that means you're retired and you have nowhere else to be. And I'm jealous. I'm just going to say, but it gives your brain that opportunity to say, oh, okay, that's on this
alright.
day. And to
Getting
get
something on the calendar, right?
right. Well, it's like
Getting
traveling. Who says I'm going to Jamaica today and they just get on a plane and go?
Mhm.
No one
Yeah,
does that. You have to plan.
I like
So
that, I like
plan your
that.
fitness, plan how you're going to start.
Okay, so let's talk about this 11 minutes a day thing,
Mhm.
okay? Um, yeah, first of all, I'm just throwing the ball to you. I was gonna
Oh,
say something,
wow.
but I'm throwing the
Good
ball to you
pass.
because
Good
you're
pass.
the one who brought this to
Okay.
my attention, the 11
Okay,
minutes a
let
day.
me give you a little backstory first.
Uh-huh.
So I was reading an article and it was talking about high intensity interval training and blah, 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 and how 11 minutes could change this and change that. And I was like, okay, great. And I said, well, wait a minute. What if people who have never worked out or sporadically worked out could do 11 minutes a day or twice a week or 3 times, whatever that is? Because what's the number one excuse for people to work out? I don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm a new person, Yvonne's my trainer, I'm coming to her, I've never worked out before, and she says, okay, we're going to work out for a whole hour. And I'm going to go, whoa, really? That sounds like a lot, Yvonne. But if Yvonne said, let's start off with 15 minutes, or let's start off with 11 minutes, I'll be like, oh, okay. Now my question is that enough? Yes.
Right.
Yes, it is.
So why is it enough?
Absolutely. Because it takes your body about between 5 and 10 minutes to use, I think it's around 10 minutes for the endorphins to kick in, the feel good hormones to kick in. And you go, oh, this is okay. Maybe, okay, 11 minutes, but maybe I can go 15 minutes. Maybe I can do a little bit more. And so you sit back, you've done your 11 minutes and you feel good. You don't feel overworked. You don't feel sore. You don't feel like, oh, I can't do anything else. You're like, okay, 11 minutes. Now, if I said 10 minutes, people would be like, 10 minutes. But 11 minutes, when I say 11 minutes, people go, 11 minutes. What's that?
Right.
So it's a curiosity thing too.
Yeah. It's like the thing that just kind of opens the door. It sounds like.
It's you just open that little fitness door a little bit more.
Mhm.
And the more your body gets used to working out, the more you get addicted to the endorphins, because you will, the more you're going to go. People say, hey, let's go. And you're like, nope, I got to work out first.
Mhm.
I'll meet you there. Or you can say, hey, I have an appointment. You don't have to say what the appointment is.
Mhm.
How many times have you said, oh, I can't, I got a nail appointment? You say, I have an appointment. No one has to know it's with yourself. No one has to know that you're bettering your body, you're helping yourself feel good. No one
Yeah.
has to know that information. Just say, I have an appointment.
Truth. I love it. So now I know that the original study talked about high intensity training.
Mhm.
What is high intensity training?
So high intensity interval training is taking your heart rate up and then bringing it down, and then going up and going down. Now, there's also what's called steady state. So here's an example. You get on the treadmill, you start walking, your heart rate goes woo, and then all of a sudden they call it the bell curve. It goes like this, and then it levels off. Okay, like this. High intensity interval training takes your heart rate up and it does this. So it's more of a wave like this. Okay. And so you tend to lose weight faster. You tend to lose inches faster. It's really, really good for your heart. And they're actually even recommending high intensity interval training for, I can't remember if it's men and women. I want to say it's specifically women over 40 to do high intensity interval training. Now,
Okay, so now we're getting into the whole thing. I get so many things that I hear that are like, well, what?
Mhm.
So, okay. High intensity. I guess my first question is, what could that look like in 11 minutes? What could you do that would make it go up and down like that in
Okay.
11 minutes?
So you know how you can step side to side,
Uh-huh.
step side to side, and you can do it slowly. You can do it a little bit faster, followed by squats, squatting up and down, no weights, just body weight. And you do it again, side to side, squats, side to side, squats, and 1 minute rest. And then you change it up.
So how long do you do that? Do you do like squats for how long would you do the squats for? How long would you do the side to side for?
I would probably say, depending on the person, if you're
Mhm.
doing it slowly, it's fine. But I think you would do maybe 30 seconds each.
Okay.
Because remember, they're piled on top of each other. 30
Uh-huh.
seconds side to side, 30-second squat, 30
And the
seconds
whole
side.
11 minutes could be side to side squats.
Well, at the 1-minute
It
rest, we're
could
gonna
be?
change it up,
Oh,
make it different.
tricky. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I like it. All
So
right.
then we'll do something different. Okay.
Okay.
Back to back, back to back, 1-minute rest, switch it up again.
All
All
right.
body weight training. There's no
Uh-huh.
weights involved. It's just you. It's just, I like to say me, myself, and I.
It's so doable. It's so doable.
Mhm,
11 minutes, and you
mhm.
don't need special equipment, and you don't have to drive to the gym and change your clothes or do anything, right? That's
Right.
awesome.
I do want to say that when people hear high intensity, they go, oh, they cancel themselves out.
Absolutely,
Okay.
because it sounds
Mhm.
intense.
It does.
The word is in there. It's
It's
like,
high, yes.
you
But
know,
I think what they mean by high intensity is that it's taking your heart rate like this, up and down. But I
gotcha.
want you to understand that I will be, oh God, I can't believe I'm going to say this, 68 years old this year. I am doing high intensity interval training. However, it looks much different on me than it does the person that's on the TV because I modify it for me. Am I doing the tuck jumps? But no, no, I'm not doing those.
Okay,
But
so
am
this
I
brings me
working?
back to a question. You said something
Mhm,
about that's recommended for women over 40. And
mhm,
I see a lot of I've seen a lot of stuff about women who continue to do, let's say, aerobic exercise the way they did in their 20s, and then they get to perimenopause years and all the things, and they're continuing to do like aerobics and, let's say, high intensity training or whatever, but it's causing more cortisol spikes. It's causing stress, which causes them to hang on to belly fat in ways that they didn't before.
mhm.
What should women in midlife, like, how do you know whether you're going pushing too hard and causing yourself that kind of cortisol spike, or I don't know. Do you know where I'm going with this, Cat?
I I do. I do.
Okay.
So, first of all, women in particular, men too, but women in particular, we need weight training. Every 10 years after the age of 30 that you do not do any weight training, you are losing, I believe it's 3% of your muscle mass. It's either 3 or 5. I can't remember which one. So think you haven't done anything and then you're 60. How much muscle mass have you lost? Quite a bit, more than you think. You're like, "Oh, it's only this
Yeah.
much." No, it's a lot more than that. Okay?
It's like compounded interest, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what the weight train back in the day, cardio was the thing. But what studies have found that we need weight training because it stresses in a good way our bones, so it makes them stronger, but it also makes our muscles more efficient. What I love about weight training is that you continually, so let's say I was doing a weight training workout right before this. Okay, it
Mhm.
was 11 minutes, right? Even after I'm sitting here and later on in the afternoon, I'm still burning calories from what I did earlier in the day.
That's awesome.
When you do aerobic training, you're burning calories as long as you're on that treadmill. Soon as you stop, boom.
Okay, what? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I almost pulled my headphones out of their plug. Getting hot. Uh, okay. So how come why would aerobic only be, you're only burning calories when you're doing it, but weight training, it keeps the fire stoked throughout the
Because
day?
you are actually targeting muscles when you do weight training. Cardio is for your heart, weight training
Okay.
is for your muscles and your bones. That's why
Okay.
you need both of them. Now,
Oh,
you will feel your heart rate go up when but you need to be able to walk so walking I think is a great way of getting cardio. I love walking.
I love walking.
Yeah. and
Not a
roller
runner. I
skating
do
and
not enjoy running.
yeah. So women, we need weights. Our body needs weights.
So pull back on the cardio
Mhm.
and and commit to the weights. And then I guess my question is like, is your body weight enough? Can you do enough with body weight training to call that weight training
To start.
to
So
start?
the
Okay.
amazing thing about our bodies is that we adapt. Our bodies adapt. Think of all the forward head, rounded shoulders, all sitting all the time. If our bodies could not take that, would either of us be sitting here? I think not. But our bodies adapt, right?
Mhm.
So you start off with the body weight training, and all of a sudden you're like, this is really easy. That's when you pick up a pair of weights and you do it with weights. Now, I'm not saying that you won't come back to body weight training. I think body weight training, is for me one of those days when I really want to work out, but I don't want to do weights. So
Mhm.
I'll do 11 minutes body weight training.
Cool. How
Mhm.
often should people be doing weight training then with like actual, you know, let's say they let's say they're to that point where they're ready to move into actually using weights.
I would start with 1 day a week
I'm asking for
initially.
a friend, by the way.
Now, if you're on your own and you're not with a trainer, your trainer is going to tell you what's appropriate for you because they're going to do all the tests. They're going to do a posture test. They're going to do a walking test. They're going to do all of this other stuff. Okay. I don't want
Mhm.
to say it's test, like assessment. Okay. If you're doing it by yourself, you'd start off with body weight training, let's say Monday, weight training, Wednesday, body weight, Friday. And then you get really used to it, right?
Mhm.
Don't add a day, add more weight. Monday body
Mm.
weight. So let's say before you were using 3 pounds. Maybe as you body gets, adapts, you can go up to 5 or maybe even 8 pounds.
Mhm.
Okay. And so this is how you know your body's adapting well. Now, how do you know you're overtraining? You're tired all the time. You're not recovering the way you should. Your body hurts. That's your body's way of signaling, saying, excuse me, hello, you're doing too much.
Mm.
And so then you back off. The other thing I love to do is every 8 weeks, I take about 3 days off of weights, maybe a week. I don't know. I can't remember.
Interesting. Okay, that's cool.
And
Okay,
what
so I have another question. I have another question.
yes, ma'am.
So the other thing that I think older people midlife and beyond, let's say, when you start to get all the aches and pains of
Mhm, mhm.
joint pain, knee pain, hip pain, foot pain, all the stuff. There's so much
All the
pain,
things, all those
so much
things.
pain. So people start to do this, and then
Mhm,
like the when I hear high intensity training, I also think my brain automatically goes to high impact. Also thinking about running, thinking about
mhm,
jumping, stuff like that. And I
mhm,
and I think should I'm hearing conflicting things on this too. I guess the old stuff that I was hearing is that running's no good for you when you get
mhm,
older, but now I'm hearing no, that actually you need that impact on your bones, that high impact so
mhm.
that your bones keep go, "Oh, I need to keep building more bone," or something like that. So, where does that fall for older people? And especially if they've got some pain they're dealing
Yeah.
with.
Well, I love these studies that come out and say anyone over the age of blank should
Right?
be doing this. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Don't categorize me, number one. And
Uh-huh.
number two, what are you talking about? So it depends on the body. It depends on the person. You've seen people that might be 50 and they look amazing, meaning they're in shape. They're doing so. Compare that 50-year-old person to someone who doesn't work out, who doesn't take care of themselves. So the
Mhm.
person who doesn't take care of themselves, I would say no, running is not the thing you need to be doing right now.
Mhm.
Okay. And always, and I want to say this about all of the advice and stuff that I'm talking about, please talk to your doctor. Make sure that this is appropriate for you. Keep in mind that the doctors all they don't know. So there are things that they don't know.
And they tend to, I'm just going to say, I hear this a lot,
Oh,
is
you are
that
getting older.
it's just part of getting older. And a lot of times, so they will talk you out of doing
They will.
things.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh, yeah.
tricky
I will
too,
tell you
right?
this. When my husband was diagnosed at the age of 32 with rheumatoid arthritis,
Mhm.
okay, his doctor at that time said, don't move, don't work out, don't do anything.
Hmm.
And my husband came home and he said, the doctor said this, is that right? And I'll go, no, it's not right. You need to move. Now, moving, running, probably not. Walking, absolutely. Weight training, absolutely, with supervision,
Mhm.
me. But, you have to think, you have to know your body, what your body can do. High impact is that high impact aerobics. Remember that back in the day?
Oh, yeah, I hated it.
High intensity can be walking up a flight of stairs or coming
Which
down.
is functional, right? We
Functional.
need to be able to go up and down
Yes.
stairs. Yeah.
Squats, high intensity.
Okay, and that we need squats for sitting up and down, and
Yes.
I wanna
Yeah.
be able to go to the bathroom by myself when I'm
Absolutely.
90 something,
You don't want to
frankly.
get stuck on the you know what and have to call the
Yeah,
paramedic.
I don't wanna have to have bars and all that junk,
Or even here's one, you see the commercial, it's like, "Oh, I've fallen and I can't get up."
right?
I get it, but it makes me a little angry to see that commercial
Mhm.
because it just assumes that anyone in a certain age group is just gonna fall.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that, some of that's true for some people. I
Yeah,
wanna
I mean,
get to
there's
an
there's a
age.
reason it resonates, right?
Yeah.
Is because there is some truth to it, but at the same time, you have to watch out for these things and not think
Yeah,
that it's just everything. It's like
yeah.
not yeah.
And all you have to do is ask the question. If you find something you like to do, maybe it's line dancing. Let's take that, line dancing.
Mhm.
But you don't know squat about it. What do you say all the time, Yvonne? Be a beginner at something. Find
Yeah,
out about line dancing. What is line dancing good for? You
yeah,
know, can I do line dancing? Can I take lessons? Can I take a class? Where's this near a class? Start doing your homework
yeah. Can
and
I
then
just go
say,
on a soapbox about being a beginner for a second?
the floor is here's your pass.
Uh, Go be a beginner at something. I it is the stuff of life is to put
Mhm,
yourself in the position of being a beginner.
mhm.
It means that your brain has to learn new things,
Yes.
and then it starts firing and wiring new neurons. This is neuroplasticity. We've
Mhm,
got it. We have the ability to learn throughout our life.
mhm,
And it is the thing that will give you energy and excitement and a sense of
mhm,
playfulness. And for my money, that is where the juice of life is. So, find something that is interesting to you
mhm.
and go dive in and do everything Kat was just saying. Research it. You can learn anything on YouTube. There's a tutorial out
There's a
there.
lot
I
of
am
things,
telling
yeah.
you.
I've used YouTube a lot.
Yeah,
I
that's how
think
I'm
the
learning how to
other
shuffle dance
yeah,
and the roller skate dance stuff that I'm
yeah,
learning. I'm learning my drills from watching
mhm,
videos from
yeah,
people, and then I save the videos.
mhm.
I've got folders. I'm like, "Oh, I'm going back to this one. This one's good," you know?
Well, let me give you another example. So for anyone that's watching this on replay, how many times do you go to work and you go the same way all the time? And people say, "Hey, did you see what happened on the street you lived on?" And you're like, "No. Wait, what?" Or have you ever gotten to work and you don't remember anything on the way?
All the time.
But what happens when the way you go to work, there's a detour and you have to go a different way? What do? You're like this.
Mhm.
You're looking, you're paying attention, and your brain's going, "Woo, it's on fire." So that's what we're looking for. We're so concerned about, making our brain healthy, taking a pill. Don't get me started on that. To remember. What about just doing something different? Have you ever tried to open a door with your non-dominant hand?
Oh,
Have you
that's
ever tried? You
funny.
know what I used to do in school when I was bored? I would try to write backwards in cursive with my
Yes.
right hand and then try to do the same thing with my left
I
hand.
think I remember doing that too. That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these are all, and you're like, oh, that's stupid. Is it? Think about it. Your brain has to pay attention. So when you do something new, and we've all done it, I'm still doing new stuff.
Mhm.
It's okay to be a beginner because you know what's going to happen? You're going to learn. But you know what else? When you go to that class, there are other beginners there.
Yeah. And there's stuff I've been learning. Let's say I'm learning a new move on the skates, right? And I'm
Mhm.
watching the video and I'm trying to figure out what they're doing. And then I'm trying to translate that into like
Into your own
my
body.
body doing it, right? And I'm not even half the time I'm like that first couple of times I'm like shuffle dancing too. I'm like,
Mhm.
what are they even doing?
What's it?
And
Yeah.
am I doing this right? And then I'll come back the next day and all of a sudden it's making sense.
Or it
You
seems a
know?
little more familiar.
Yes, and
And the
and
more you do
something
it, the more
happened overnight.
familiarity.
The
Yeah.
more I do it, the
Mhm.
easier it gets, and our brains need that challenge,
Mhm.
and if we can approach it like the what you're talking about, writing backwards in cursive, right? Opening a door. We did all those kinds of things as kids
Yes, we did.
naturally. That's
Mhm.
called play, by the way. That's a
Mhm.
way to play and
Mhm.
challenge yourself in weird, quirky little ways,
Mhm.
you know? And that is so good for you.
It is.
So good for you.
It's great for your brain. It's once you get used to learning something different, you're more open to learning other things that are different.
Yeah.
"Ooh, what's that? Let me go try that." Now, I'm not saying it's your thing. You might try and go, "Yeah, I tried it, wasn't my thing, but I tried this and this is great."
Yeah.
You
And
know?
and also the caveat being that your brain may fight you on this. You may resist it in the middle of the trying of it because
Mhm,
all your brain wants is for it just wants to be efficient. It just
mhm,
wants to do what it already does.
mhm.
That's why the habit building thing is so
Important.
hard
Yeah.
and so important.
Mhm,
Like, Ronnie was talking a lot about that on the episode
mhm.
of the oh, I lost the thread. Poof.
Oh, there it goes. I saw it. It left. Bye. It just walked away.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
But I
So
think
crazy.
I had a client. I remember I told you that I bought, coloring pencils and a book.
Mhm.
A client bought me a coloring book and actual Crayola crayons.
Oh, that's awesome.
120. I
I love
know.
it.
I'm so excited. I carefully took the cellophane off it and I opened it. You know the first thing I did? I smelled the crayons.
It's like Play-Doh, right? It's like
It just comes back.
yeah.
Childhood just comes you're like, "Oh, there's that smell." Oh,
Yeah. Ugh.
but
Hey, I just realized
yeah.
how late it's getting, and we didn't even talk about your challenge that's coming
Oh,
up,
let's
which
talk about it.
let me just say, first of all, the timing of your challenge, it's called the Keep It Moving 11-minute fitness challenge
Mhm,
starting on January 21st. And
mhm.
let me just say how well timed that is,
Oh,
right?
thank you,
Right
thank
when
you.
people are going to be struggling with keeping going. So if you're that person and you've got some things that you're trying to do to get in shape, I'm
Mhm.
pointing you over to Miss, which way are you? Miss Cat
Am I
Corchado.
pointing to wait, am I pointing to you?
We did this last time. Um, but if you just need that little help, 11 minutes, you're doing it. So talk about it. Tell us
Mhm.
what we're doing.
So, I thought about, how hard it is for people to stay excited about their fitness routine. They're doing an hour and they're trudging through it. And I get it.
Mhm.
But I thought 11 minutes, everyone could do 11 minutes and open to everyone. All it requires is your email. That's all it is. You'll get
Mhm.
the link. It's going to be at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for 5 days, January 21st through the 25th. Don't worry, there'll be a replay. So if you miss it, you miss a class, you can still continue with it.
How's it is it something that you're streaming that people will tune in to some platform somewhere, or is it on Zoom, or how do people get to it?
Well, I'm still working on that as we speak, trying to find
Okay,
the easiest way to do this for
gotcha.
people.
All right.
And, we're gonna do body weight training, no weight training involved, on no weights, no equipment, nothing. We're just gonna move for 11 minutes, and then we're gonna do it again the next day, and again the next day until the 25th. The other thing I'm gonna do is I'm doing it in January, I'm doing it in March, and I'm doing it in May, right before bikini season. For those
Oh,
that
so you're gonna do it again and again.
I am.
Love it.
Yeah. So
Love
that
it.
way, if you miss it the first time and you really wanna say, "Oh, I can, um, join in March," and it's gonna be a week, you know? 11 minutes,
Can I
people.
just testify? I'm gonna testify right now because I realized at some point last year, I caught a vision of myself in the mirror, which wasn't great, with my pooch, and my flabby arms and all kinds of things going on, and I had been doing a lot of, a lot of lip service to the idea of lifting weights and incorporating weight training in. And so I did the 11-minute challenge because Kat had told me about this idea.
Mhm.
And I thought, okay, I'm going to do an 11-minute challenge. And I did that. And when I did it, it was so fascinating that when I committed to 11 minutes, the hardest part was getting started.
Mhm.
And then I would do the 11 minutes, and some days that was enough and I was done. And some days I would just feel like I wanted to keep going.
Keep
And it
going.
was awesome. And Kat did we have a YouTube video, which I'll try to put a link to in the notes.
We
Kat
do.
did a
Mhm.
Zoom live 11-minute session with me. And I remember we did those side to side steps and we did the squats when
Yeah.
we did that.
Yes.
That was very cool, and her doing it with Kat pushed me beyond what I had
Mm.
been doing on my own,
Mhm.
so I'll say that also. It was really, really a cool experience,
Yeah.
so if anybody wants to check it out there before Kat's thing starts, and
Mhm.
then oh, I'm so glad you're gonna be repeating this. That's
I
awesome.
am. If you want a little more information or you wanna sign up, you can go to, smallspacepilates.com/challenge,
Cool.
and you can get I'll send you the link, and don't feel like you have to be perfect. Any of you who know me knows I have a strict, strict no perfection policy in place.
I
That's
mean, look at us people, right?
what? I didn't hear what you said.
I said, "Look at us people." No perfection policy, right here.
So
Let's
unperfect.
do it.
But that's what I love, is just bring your body and just move. I don't care if you do a little bit. I don't care if you do the whole 11 minutes. Just start moving. And I want you to think about something before we go. I want you, when you go to bed tonight, I want you to close your eyes and think about what picture your body 10 years from now if you don't work out, if you don't move. What are you doing? Can you get on the floor? Can you get up off the floor? Can you go downstairs? Can you go upstairs? Are you restricted in any way? What does your body look like? Are you happy with that? If not, here's an opportunity for you to change it.
Yeah, and I'd say if you're gonna do that visualization, follow it up with visualizing what you want your body to be doing in 10
Yes.
years.
Yes.
There's a lot of and let yourself feel what that might feel like
Mhm.
when you are 10 years older than you are now and what you want to be doing at that
Yeah.
point, and let yourself get excited and feel that energy. It's
'Cause I
beautiful
can tell you
stuff.
what, I'm gonna go when I feel like I'm ready to go, but I wanna be that woman that's in her 90s and feisty as all get out,
Oh, you will be,
right? I
right?
kinda feel that too.
There's no
So
getting rid of that feisty. That's
it's there. It's been there. So, Yvonne, when is our next
our
podcast?
next Salty Sisters is on February 7th. It's the first Friday of every month. So, whenever you can come and join us live, we would love to have you here. We do love to get comments. So, if you have questions, even if you're watching this on the replay, if you want to post some comments, questions, anything like that, we can answer questions next time around, or come join us
Absolutely.
live. And we're so happy to interact with you live during the thing. So come and be part of it. We stream live on Cat Corchado's Facebook page and her LinkedIn. So that's where you can interact with us live. And then the replay is going to be there for you on YouTube as well, on my YouTube, Late Bloomer Living. So anyway, on February 7th, we are talking about Valentine's Day, love it or hate it. And the whole idea is going to be about self-love.
Yes,
In the end.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So even if you don't have anybody that you can love or love on you, you can love yourself.
Right on.
So
I love you, Cat.
I love you too, Yvonne. I'm so glad to have, to see you again. I missed you.
Me too.
I mean, that's too long. 3 weeks away. That's a lot.
There was a little bit of
Anxiety, like,
yes.
separation anxiety.
Yes. What am I trying to say? Withdrawals. That's the word I was looking for.
I know.
Somebody posted. I can't remember what this was. I do this all the time. Somebody somewhere posted something, but they said, put a picture of a moment this past year when you were having fun or feeling so great that nothing else mattered. And instead of posting a picture, I posted the video of you and I skating in New York City with your laugh, because that was definitely one of those moments.
Yes.
I love you, Cat.
I still think about that and it makes me smile. So until next time, everyone, thank you for joining us. Yeah, stay salty. Until next time. Love you.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.